This is the Sitka Kelvin Aerolite 30 sleeping bag. And it can do a hell of a lot more for you than just keep you from freezing your ass off in your tent. I'm Zach Harold, and you're watching a Battle Mountain Media gear review. Let's get into it. Our adventures and our lives depend on equipment to perform. So we put gear to the test and share the raw truth no matter the results. With that, enjoy this no holds barred, no BS gear review. Some quick facts about the Sitka Kelvin Aerolite 30 is it comes in two different sizes, regular fitting up to 6 foot and tall fitting up to 6'6". It weighs in at 38 ounces and is filled with gold Primaloft insulation infused with silica aerogel. Silica aerogel is a really neat material made up of 95% air, meaning it is basically weightless, but it adds a lot of thermal insulation to this sleeping bag. Now, let's get into the insulation test with wet clothes on. All right, so, poured rain. My feet are soaking wet in my socks. My pants are soaking wet. My underwear are wet. And I'm crawling inside of this Sitka sleeping bag. So, we will see if I get dried out by morning. Woke up. My pants and socks are almost completely dry. My underwear is still a little wet. But the inside of the sleeping bag is not wet, which is a good thing. Some of the beneficial features that the Aerolite 30 offers are articulated shoulders and conforming hood complete with drawstrings, armholes for functional mobility, an articulated foot box for plenty of room as well as keeping your feet warm, and a stow hook at the bottom of the bag. So basically the stow hook, you just reach and grab it at the bottom of the bag. You're gonna unzip from the bottom towards the top, stick your feet out, and then there are some hooks on the inside of the bag so you can hook the bottom of the bag out of the way. So whether you're moving glassing points, you need to get up and go to the bathroom, anything that requires movement on your feet, you're gonna be able to keep that bottom of that bag out of the way so you're not tripping on it, ripping it, or whatever else. For a traditional mummy-shaped sleeping bag, it has quite a lot of room compared to other mummy-shaped sleeping bags that I own. I absolutely loved the armholes. When I first got it, I wasn't so sure. I was just thinking, man, what the heck am I gonna use those for? I ended up using them for all kinds of things. I'm telling you right now, when you wake up in the morning and you wanna make some coffee, all you gotta do, zip that up, put your arms out, roll over, make your coffee. You don't have to get out of your sleeping bag. You don't have to do anything else. Coffee's made. Really appreciated the conforming hood. It helps with heat retention. And the fact that you're able to actually use bungee cords and cinch it however tight you want around your head was just an added bonus. One thing I want to touch on real quick is the temperature rating of this sleeping bag. I never had an issue with it. And compared to my other 28 and 30 degree bags, this bag sleeps much warmer. However, no two people sleep the same, and I could potentially freeze my butt off in a bag that you stay very warm in. So with that, I recommend following what John Barklow and Sitka teaches and the types and pieces of gear that you can couple with this sleeping bag when the temperatures start to drop. Now, let's head into the month of January, and I'm gonna test out the Sitka Kelvin Aerolite 30 in some of the cold temperatures. All right. It is 23:53 and I am going to set up camp. Well, here I am, just got all set up. I have the Sitka Aerolite 30 sleeping bag on top of a Thermarest X-Therm Max sleeping pad on top of some roofing insulation. I found that the roofing insulation really helps out a bunch, especially when you're on a cot. I got my blizzard top on, blizzard bottom, feathered friends, booties on, and obviously the beanie. I'm gonna try and zonk out here and hopefully I don't just completely freeze. Made it, and I got to wake up to that this morning. Interested to see how well the sleeping bag in the system that I currently have on would handle the wind and the cold with no shelter. I was able to do that and not freeze my bag off. I think the two hangups that people are gonna have is a 30-degree rating, which I already covered earlier in the video, and the 38 ounces. As a person that owns a couple sleeping bags that are right around the 1 pound mark, I just wanna give you some food for thought. This sleeping bag adds so much functionality that it might be worth the ounces that are added to your backpack on your next adventure. In closing, buy it, and I mean it. I absolutely love the sleeping bag, and the functionality that it offers is unlike any sleeping bag I have ever used. I mean, these armholes, like, this is like mind blown. It was probably like the first time people had pockets on shirts. I personally didn't think I would hardly ever use them. And then every trip I used it, I found myself using them more and more, whether it be making coffee in the morning, making hot chocolate for my boys, going to the bathroom, glassing, or some extracurricular activities. I used these armholes a ton. With that, thank you for tuning into this Battle Mountain Media Gear Review. If you have any questions, reach out, be happy to help. By the way, this video is not sponsored by Sitka in any way. Make good shit, get good reviews.